Okay, Grand Rising. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. I am going to share my tree today. Not the whole tree, considering there are like 600 people on it. I'm not going to go there. You're going to hear me on my laptop. I'm looking at two different screens. Let me mic check this.
So, everything is running smoothly. Everything sounds good. I actually did all this talking and it'll never press record, so I'm going to do this again. This is my biological ancestral line. I also have another tree, and it's my spiritual ancestral line, which is my adopted family. I feel like at the end of the day, I'm deeply connected to both of these sides, either by blood or by connection, like real life connection. So I feel like no one's left behind because I did come from a lot of soldiers. It's like if there was a war here, my people was in it on both sides. Goodness gracious. Um, this is my homepage. We've got pictures, we've got documents. I'm seeing documents of some of my colonists, British, Black European people coming over here. And I get so irritated when people say, y'all sold your own people, y'all sold your own people. Did you know that these colonists and these pilgrims were not all white? I don't care what they showed in that book. These people in the 13 colonies, I don't believe any of them was white. I really don't. I don't believe it. I'm not gonna say any of them. I don't believe they were all white. I don't even believe they were majority white. I think that came later. I really do. I really, really do. So this is part of my tree, and I'm noticing my tree is so big, so it's giving me a lot of technical difficulties. So I may be, when I'm sharing any video about my tree, I'm gonna do it like this. So I used Ancestry, and this is one of my pop-ups. And Fortune is a long line of people in Virginia. They go back actually my dad's family was there before the Pilgrims. I literally have a Pilgrim grandparent. Can you believe that? I did not take that well at first because I do not celebrate Thanksgiving. And I know whoever this person is, all these people that actually came here to erase us. Like, I literally see documents of their family members making sure that we know that they came here to colonize. Britain came. This why I'm so confused about the Revolutionary War. The British was mad about the British crown, but you are the British. How do you run from persecution? And I can talk about these people because they are my family. How can you run from persecution over here, start boinking my family over here to get land and resources? Yeah, ran from persecution to persecute. Amazing. Proud. I know they're proud. Anywho, so this is Through Lines. Through Lines is a beautiful tool that Ancestry uses since they have a huge database of people doing their DNA, so they can get a guess about their ethnicity because ethnicity is made up. Okay? They literally show you your grandparents through DNA matches. And I mean, it works. When I tell you it works, see, on paper I'm adopted, but the adoption never knew that I knew who my mother was, and I knew who my grandmother was because my mother stayed out of my life, but my grandmother didn't. So I knew a lot of information, I just never knew about my dad. So I had a tree for years, and I just was at this wall because when you're doing it without DNA, you have to talk to people. Well, you can't talk to people that's dead, and when you're talking to people, you have to be sure that they're telling you the truth. Some people lie for shame. Some people lie for a number of reasons. And a lot of lies are in our family, embedded in our family structure because so many attacks on us have caused so much instability, we're actually internalizing it and blaming ourselves. Like Julia Owens, she's an indigenous woman, and Charles came over here because her name was never Owens until he got here. Sarah Eubank, they came from, it's a lot. Some of those Britons was having sex with their cousins, probably to keep their royal bloodline going. This is why I have Irish royalty, all this different royal blood matching up on this other site that I use, and it makes sense because last week I hit over 200 British people on my tree. I know it was because I was only at like 400 people. I'm at like 600 people now. So when I look at my ethnicity guess, because that's what I call it, when it goes to Europe and Denmark, Scotland, I understand those numbers. Those numbers they should be a little higher because of the creation of the United States with the help of the British Crown. I don't care what they said the Revolutionary War was about. And they're calling some of our Indian tribes, like the Accomacs, they're saying they sold out. How do you know they didn't think those brown people were their people? I don't believe they sold out. I believe they joined with them because they were tricked. They were misguided and misled and lied to. It happened to me. So, I'm not taking up for them. Maybe they did say screw America. Let's just be colonists. Who knows? But I don't see that in us as a people. Under all the layers of the colonization, under the slavery and the mistreatment and the abuse, that's just not who we are. So, if you notice, there's a blue dot and then there's like a green dot. The blue dot means we have DNA matches. And that's that. 85, 87%, well, like 95% of all of my great-grandparents that I found from first grade to the fifth grade, they're all backed by DNA matches, 1 or up to 40 living relatives, people today. So shout out to my relatives that don't know I exist. I love you. And they are all flavors. All flavors. This tree is so big. So it was giving me problems on StreamYard. It seems like the more it took to open up the tree. Because I be having so many things open at one time. I'm getting better with trying to organize my research. Like, you can only research one person at a time. And now I'm already at 600. So I probably skipped some information. I found a lot of indigenous women. The northeastern, southeastern Indian tribes. Like I said, the Accomacs. I saw someone mention Sui. If I said that wrong, I apologize. There's a lot of indigenous people on my tree, right there on my tree. A lot of the immigrants, these colonizers that were coming over here with wives, wound up having children with our people here. 14, 15, 16 children. So I guess they were trying to wipe our DNA out. I don't think they realized who we actually were. I guess I don't even understand what they were trying to do. Because to me, the forced breeding and the forced sex to grow these illegitimate children, it seems to be it definitely was intentional. But I don't think that it went as planned. Just like I read somewhere that they did not give black people health care for a long time, hoping that they would just get sick and die. Wow. And this is why I'm breaking down this reparations report. Because I need to understand, look at this. England, okay? These were British people here. This is why the president was over there at that funeral. Because this is who they are. We've got new relatives. I know when I go on my tree at night, if I even go in it. Sometimes I don't go in it, and I just give myself a break because it's just so many people. And like last week or the week, like whenever these British people started, these colonizers started popping up, the closer I got to like early 1700s, before like when all these wars was going on and stuff, I really wasn't prepared, and I went through this moment of anger, and then I went through, oh, they were immigrants, and I have friends that are from Ireland, and some of them were like, well, my dad came over here because we were trying to get away from, what was going on over there, and we came over here and worked really hard, and I'm like, I'm sorry, that is not the truth. These people knew exactly what they were doing. The paperwork shows it. They have write-ups in their wills. How can you escape persecution to become the persecutor? Oh my goodness. And I have to live with these people in my DNA. I believe this is why I have been self-sabotaging myself for decades, because these people are a part of me, and I never knew that. I never knew there were bad parts of me. I would never colonize anyone. I feel more sympathy and empathy and grace for everyone, but more for the people that was here in the Americas and the people that they stole and forced here in South America. I think I have like 30 something Yoruba, but they're from the St. Martin, and there's no record of where they came from, so I don't know if they were already there or what. There's a lot of enslaved people that I'm finding, specifically in Maryland, that are, I know, tied to these people here. I just know it. And I don't shun this part of my history, because this was actual war on us. This was actual war on us. I did not know who I was. And I didn't know who the United States was to me. And I have a clear-eyed view now. And, it's a lot, but it's making me want to honor the forgotten even more. There's plenty of records of these British people coming over here. Tons of records. There's no records of how they decimated the families where they landed. They deserve a voice. All the way down to what happened to my father and my mother. It's all freaking connected. I'm trying to do this without cursing. It's all connected. My dad was put out as a child because his mother was under so much social and political pressure that it was easier for her to abandon her indigenous family, her brown-skinned family. It would be easier to walk away from her own children and her own husband. It would be easier for her to leave them and get with a white man and make a whole new family. That, to the average eye, would look like, oh, it's just some drama. Oh, she just wanted to be a floozy or whatever. Think about what was going on in the 1800s, even after slavery was so-called called off. There was Jim Crow laws, the Homestead Act. Does anybody know about Virginia, where all those children? In Virginia, where there was enforcement for every household to have a white man as head of household. Does anybody know about that? Yeah, there's a lot of context missing, because when people do things to other people, they never want to just admit it. Look at these people. These people were colonizers. They did not come here to love and be a part of our family. And I honestly believe the self-hate that we exhibit is from these people. And if I'm wrong, then I'll be that. But I know in my own experience, I know that's what it is. I know that's exactly what it is. I am coded with colonizers, but they did not win here because my other family was stronger than them. That's what I do believe. I believe my other family members on this tree, whose story I have to find, I believe they were stronger than all of these people put together that came here to colonize. So now there's a division between my side and my relatives and my loved ones and our loved ones who honor their colonizer relatives. I'm not going to dishonor them, or else I wouldn't put them on my tree. I can't separate myself from myself. But I also know my story didn't start with these people. I have one grandmother, she got locked up or something because they said for her to pay this Negro tax. She said she won't pay no damn Negro tax because she won't no Negro. Oh my God. I want her story to be told. There's enough stories about the daughters of the revolution and the daughters and the granddaughters of the pilgrims. Honey, I'm one of them too. But I don't want to be in that club. I want to be in the club with the people who ain't got no voice. Now, I ain't like my great Uncle James Fortune. Okay? We ain't going back to Africa. Because if we going back there, everybody got to go back. If we going to go back that far. Okay? I ain't going to do one of those. But I'm feeling him. I'm feeling him. Just like I have a shitload of English colonizers, black colonizers from England. Okay? Just like that, I got abolitionists in my tree as well. I got soldiers in my tree who didn't get no benefits and no pension because they wasn't on the side of the government. You didn't know that, did you? Everybody didn't get treated the same in the wars. If you wasn't on the United States side, you didn't get treated fairly. Do you understand that? So there was ramifications for standing up for us. There were ramifications. Look at this guest mess. Ethnicity is a guess. There is no way that's all that's in me. There's no way. Because they're not even picking up the ancestry from America in me at all. And I most recently was all over America. Okay? North, Central, and South. Okay? I have matches there. And I'm so proud to know that because I want to honor all of my relatives. No one left behind. No one left behind. So I really do believe that I have this right. I think that's my dad on the left and my mom on the right. Because I'm on my dad's side right now, and England and Scotland is heavy. But Ireland is weird that there's no Ireland on my dad's side. So this is why that's not true because there's Ireland on both sides. And you have to read everything. This ethnicity, if you look up the definition of estimate, honey, it's a guess. Then on top of that, you don't get everything from your mother and father DNA wise, so that still can negate half of who you really are. I mean, seriously. I just know a little better than someone saying, oh, Ancestry is no good. No, it's actually an amazing tool. And I actually was suggested to use 23andMe, and I plan on doing it next year. So look at here. It says 0. It could be 0 to 5%. Do you see that? It could be 0. So I don't even know why people get all bent out of shape on this. Because if you look at this map, then this is where all of my archaeological samples then this should be the only place my archaeological samples line up with, right? If this is who I am, I'm African European, African and British. This is who I am. If I'm just African and British, and they got it adding up to what, 100% over there? So if I'm just African and British, there's no way that I'm anything else, right? Right or wrong? Because this is what this guess is guessing. See, and then when I go to another website and another website, we're going to show you what happens. Just look at there. This is what I am. This is all that I am. Mind you, when I first took the test, I was, I think, 48% Nigerian. Well, it's went down like 3 times. And I would assume either they're not going to let it go down no more and they're just going to keep the guess there, or and then when they went down, nothing else went up anywhere. So they're playing games there. It's for your entertainment. Seriously. Like, they're really not joking about it. So this is what I am. I'm European African. I'm not an African American because I don't have any American in me, right? Do you see that? Like, this is what my ethnicity estimate is telling me. If I had just enough common sense to believe this shit. As if I don't know. As if this is the only tool I can use. So I have to believe this, right? Because this is all I can use, right? Okay. Well, if I go here on the last 6 generations, there's not one African there. And here's another tool. Why am I matching Americas? Why? This is indigenous ancestry to the Americas. Why is this here? And mind you, over there in Philadelphia, those are people that's on my tree in 1810. I'm going to figure out where they are, or I'm going to find out they're slaves and find out where they belong on my tree. Okay? So Ancestry told me I'm African European. Now this is my true ancestry. Our tests do detect you have some indigenous ancestry. In the Americas? Wow. Wow. Just to show, they didn't mention Moor, they didn't mention Makurian, and they didn't mention the Ganches at all. At all. And Makurian is ancient Nubia, if you didn't know. And we all know who the mighty Moors are. Super proud of that. And as you can see, I broke down the 3 main African tribes. I pulled that off the chart just so we can look at the amounts of these 3 here. And there's no Roman Hispania, no Al-Andalus, and no whatever that is at the bottom, Empire. And there's Ireland. And this is on my dad's side. So it kind of cross-references with the ethnicity estimate. Excuse me, I can't say that word. And look at here. This is another tool that I've been using, but I didn't know how to read it. Someone did a live a couple of weeks ago on Phoenix Moon's channel. And it just helped me so much because I didn't know what I was looking at. But now, look at this. Please don't ever call me anti-Semitic, okay? Please don't. You can say you might not like what I say or don't agree. But don't ever call me anti-Semitic. And does anyone ever think that, like, Kanye and Kyrie Irving are richer than me? You don't think they've done their DNA and know who they are? You better leave people alone. Anybody want to play the black and white game? That is your choice. This is the block, and we do reality here. We do peace and love. We do empathy, and we also do grace. I want to thank you for spending some time with me on the block. If you have any questions about any of the websites or tools that I have used in this video, please leave it in a comment. I will respond to you as soon as I can. I promise you that. Don't forget, I'm a type 1 mom We do love in this house. And we are rebuilding this house correctly, putting things back in order. Again, no one ever better not call me. Ever call me Semitic, anti-Semitic. Don't call me that. Don't call me black. Don't call me Negro. Don't call me African American. They don't even say I'm African American on Ancestral. They say I'm African European. Baby, my blood has the imprint of all this war on us. My mere existence is because of the war on us. I am proud of this journey and I am going to keep going. If you like this video, please share, please comment, and please give me a subscription. Let me read the bottom of this. He was still living during events that led up to the Revolutionary War, as the story says. He sided with the colonists. This is my papa. And Lord Cornwallis destroyed his property and stole his livestock and stole his slaves during one of his retreats. They raised 12 children, 8 sons, and 4 daughters. He apparently died about 1778. Honey, this is my papa, and I want to give a shout out to Lord Cornwallis. No disrespect. Shout out. Free the land, free the people. This is my PCA. Peace and love to my enslaved ancestors. I'm coming to find you. I promise you that. Peace and love, everybody. Please be safe and aware. Thank you for joining me on the block.